Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon for the latest film interviews, features, and recommendations on the movies that matter.
Manav Kaul, good to see you. Manav, zyadatar actors are complaining that they're getting withdrawal symptoms to be away from the sets. You, however, during lockdown have had a book come out. A book of yours has just been published, hasn't it?
Yes. Because मैं सिर्फ actor नहीं हूँ. I'm an actor. I'm a writer. I'm a playwright. I direct plays. So एक writer के दिमाग में हमेशा रहता है कि I really want to get like time off for like 2-3 months so I can concentrate. I can write, and I think this is the perfect time for me. Of course, unfortunate it is Corona and everyone is affected by it. But as a writer, I think it's one of the thing I always wanted. कि ये time मिले, thick, absolutely in your house, and you're not going out. There is no distraction. You can concentrate on your writing. So, thank God, finally, yes.
Correct. Chalta-Phirta Pret. This is Manav. For those that don't know, this is your 5th book.
This is my fifth book, 3rd short story collection.
Now, this one deals with themes of death.
Yeah. I think जितने writers मैंने पढ़े हैं अपने life में, limited knowledge में, the kind of writers I love, like Simone de Beauvoir to Virginia Woolf to Camus to Sartre, everyone has written about death, because that is the one thing we can't deal with. We don't know how to deal with, and it's always around us. So I always thought that यार मैं death पे लिखना चाहता हूँ, and also because 2 years back my father passed away, so मुझे भी नहीं समझ में आया कि how to deal with this loss, and it was so much, और इतना thick loss होता है that मतलब वो कहते हैं ना कि आप अपने दोस्तों से बात कर लो अपने पर, nothing works. You have no idea when you're alone in your house. You don't know how to deal with it. So the only way I thought I can deal with it is through writing, to understand what it is, what is that emptiness, that loss, that pain. So I started writing about that. Then it just went from one death to the death, and surprisingly, मैंने उसमें लिखा भी है कि जब मैं death के बारे में इतना लिख रहा था, every story is actually full of life. So it's very strange. I have no idea. So when I was editing the short story collection, I thought that actually I've written about life, not death.
Death is a grim theme. Why do you think, Manav, is it important for us to confront mortality? I mean, why is that important in our lifetimes? What do you think is the reason that one tends to do that?
I think human beings per se, one thing they have no idea how to deal with is why we are here and where do we go. 2 things. And also they can't deal with that idea that one day they will go and nothing will change. Everything, like आप भी interview करेंगे, ये भी interview करेंगे, people will continue making films, people will continue making great things and that, but you are not going to be here. So and also हम लोग यहाँ क्यों आए? हम ऐसे ही आए हैं कि there is any reason. So because of that we created religion, because of that we created temples, this and that and monument and everything, because we have no idea how to deal with it. But the truth and the idea, मेरे को जो जहाँ तक समझ में आता है, मुझे लगता है हम लोग ऐसे ही आए. We are hanging in here and we will leave. Just make sure you leave peacefully, and जिनको भी आपने पीछे छोड़ा है, you will make them happy with your stories. That is what an artist can do. They can always leave their footprint and people can see that, oh my God, what a life that one person has led.
I've read some of your stories, some of the short stories in the English translation of Prem Kabutar. This is, of course, the book A Night in the Hills. I've read some of the stories in that, and what struck me, Manav, was how much feeling there is in the writing. I think some writers are very descriptive, but I think in the case of your writing, there's a lot of feeling. You've said, I read an interview of yours in which you said that the writing was a result of the fact that you had a lot of time over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. I have so much time. And also, because I'm a sports person, I am a morning person. I always get up at 6 in the morning from years. And I think this is the reason I have a lot of time, because you don't know what else to do, because I'm not a gym guy. I'm not a pub guy. So I guess because I sleep early, that's why I'm single. And I am, and I get up early. That's why I have a lot of time and I can write and I can read. I can do whatever I want.
Both writing and acting are forms of expression.
Yeah.
Is it fair to ask you which, and one I would imagine is more lonelier than the other? Certainly, writing is a much more lonely process. Is it fair to ask you which one is more satisfying?
I
You
think
do both.
I think I can give you one example.
Ji.
सब लोगों के mind में एक they imagine that one day they will have a house in the hills, a beautiful place, mountains दिख रहे होंगे, and they will have a nice bungalow, and behind that bungalow is a forest. It's going to be your own forest you will build. So I think that bungalow is acting for me, and the behind the forest is writing, which is not for sale. So you can come and you can stay in the bungalow, you can have fun. This is all commercial. I can do anything with that bungalow. It's beautiful. It looks good and all that. But behind is the rough, wild forest. And that is only for me to go. So that is different. And I love both. I love acting. And I think acting is very therapeutic to the fact that it's therapeutic then and there. You can actually living someone else's life and people are appreciating it. You cry and people say, wow, but I cried for real, but in that character. But it's so therapeutic. And I discovered acting actually after Kai Poche, and I said, oh damn, I want to do this. And I'm in it right now. I love it.
But isn't it true that even acting wasn't really on the radar, right? I mean, I read that you were in Bhopal, you watched a play, and that triggered the interest.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the play, Habib Saab ka play, Mudra Rakshas. I still remember each and every performance of that play. And I thought, oh damn, people can actually, in front of people, can act differently. Like they can act like Mudra Rakshas, they can act like Chanakya, they can act like anything, and people appreciate it. This is amazing. I want to do this. Because before that, I've only seen, Nukka Natak, not the proper stage play, a professional play. And then I started doing theater, and it was, I think, one of the best decisions I took. And theater is one thing which is very close to what I feel, I live, because it's very close to life also. It's very momentary art. You go in the evening, it will happen there and it will die then and there. I love it. It's very, very close to what mundane life will live.
And before acting, you were a national level swimmer.
Yeah, I was. मैंने कहीं कहा भी है कि कुछ 4 साल मैंने पानी में डाल दिए अपने वो सच में मैंने पानी में डाले.
But I heard this beautiful story because you narrated it to Nilesh Mishra on that interview, that beautiful interview you did, the slow interview. And I really want you to say it here, how you became a swimmer. You became a competitive swimmer again, back from the childhood in of course, Hoshangabad, when please, you should tell the story. It's a beautiful story.
No, it's because हम लोग नदी किनारे पले बड़े हैं, नर्मदा नदी, और हम सारे दोस्त मतलब हम्बल बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, किसी के पास कभी पैसा नहीं होता है, और हम लोगों को उस समय भूख होती थी क्योंकि हम बहुत भूखे होते थे, तो हमको भूख होती थी कचौड़ी और समोसे और जलेबी की. I can die for that कचौड़ी and samosa. तो हम लोग के पास पैसे नहीं होते तो हम लोग नदी जाते थे, and we used to go inside the पानी, और वहां हम कॉइन बीनते थे because it was a religious absolute town, तो लोग पैसे फेंकते हैं, और हम लोग इतना नीचे गहरे जाके मुंह में पैसे दबा दबा के ऊपर आते थे, and we had like a huge, मतलब मैं 1.5-2 मिनट तक पानी के अंदर रह सकता था, and that is quite a long time to be inside the water. And और हम लोग बाहर आते थे, फिर हम कचौड़ी और समोसे खाते थे. एक बार हमारे कोच, कोई लोकल कोच ने देख लिया, कहने गई ये कौन है, सफेद लड़का, इसको बुलाओ. And then I didn't realize that I was a swimmer. I said, चलो भोपाल चलो, let's go. I said, okay, let's go to Bhopal, and then I did one competition and I came first.
And that kicked off the swimming career.
That kicked off the swimming career. And I was like, वो था naive, जो गांव में लड़का घूमता रहता है, which has no idea what to do in life. Whoever says what, कि इनका table tennis खेलो आज से. So I like, okay, let's play table tennis. As long as you're making me play, I'm happy. So I was that good.
Let's come back to the acting, Manav. You moved to Mumbai, of course, to pursue theatre and films. You've spoken about the fact that in the early days you worked as a junior artist in Govinda films, in Sunny Deol films. And slowly but surely, the better parts, the bigger parts started coming. Manav, your career is really an example of what talent and resilience can yield. for you, Manav, what is that one thing or that one quality that you would say was responsible for turning your fortunes?
I think the one thing I did it very because I'm little idealistic. So whatever things, at that point of time I don't enjoy, I don't like it, I don't feel that this is what I really want to do right now, I would actually leave from there, then and there. So I actually stopped acting for 12 years.
Yeah.
And it was because that I wasn't enjoying it at all. I wasn't good at it, I wasn't enjoying it, I was trying to do something which I'm not. And also the kind of scripts I was doing, I thought that this is not what I want to do. And also in theater, I left theater completely as an actor. And then I came back in 2013 when I actually thought that the world has changed, the filmmaking has changed, and and actually it was a huge difference, in 98 to 2002, and to suddenly 2013, when suddenly you see the professional, the way people were approaching the script, the
But
people
what
who
did you
approaching
do?
the script.
What did you do in that period in between?
I was living hand to mouth. I was living to different places, like जो भी मेरे दोस्त मुझे दे देते थे रहने को. I was continuously writing plays and directing plays non-stop, which I was like obsessed with. Like I had something, and then also at that time I started writing short stories also, and I used to travel a lot. I used to travel like everywhere I can go. Like so, उस समय में जो मैंने फिल्में की हैं, which actually I said yes because it was involving travel, like 1971,
Correct.
like Daya Bain. Every film was actually any excuse to go to the mountains, basically.
Yeah.
So I did that thing, and also I think that I don't want to waste time by doing something which I am not enjoying. And the very important point was, I don't want to occupy a place where actually one can come and build his or her career, and
Correct.
I'm just occupying the space, and I'm not even enjoying it. So I thought that better I should leave.
You did quite a few films before Tumhari Sulu happened. You did Kai Poche, which you said is where you began to learn acting, as you say. I think
Yeah.
you're being very humble because, of course, you were very good in that film and before that film. Also, you did Wazir, you did Jai Gangajal, you did Jolly LLB too. But would you say Tumhari Sulu was a turning point?
Tumhari Sulu was, because before that, in fact, City Lights also.
Yeah.
I think that Tumhari Sulu is the only film which gave me the character which I can actually play possibilities of being a humble guy, being a nice guy. At the same time, in that niceness, I can dance, I can be intense, I can be everything. And also it's more because of also Vidya, also the kind of actors you have.
Correct.
Opposite. But the thing is, the possibility of an actor, which was actually happened to me because of Tumhari Sulu. Otherwise, Wazir is a very strong character. Kai Poche was a very, very strong character. And sometimes your good performance doesn't work well with your career. People keep giving you the same roles, and you get like, oh damn, not this, I've done that.
Yeah.
Give me something else. So I was actually, that is the point where you have to be resilient. You have to wait, and you have to, rather than doing the same thing again and again, you have to wait. So I did that because I could afford it, because I can write and I can travel.
Correct. Since Tumhari Sulu, there have been opportunities, Manav, to be in projects that were widely watched, whether that was Ghoul in Netflix, whether it was Badla, that small role in Badla, whether it was the role in Thappad, small role, but very interesting role, and an unlikely role for someone at that point, in your career after doing something like Tumhari Sulu. You, of course, had the lead in the web show, The Verdict, which was, of course, based on the Nanavati murders. For you, now as a film actor, Manav, what do you see as the challenges at this stage?
I think what I was actually doing was building a kind of performance where people can trust and believe that I can pull the entire film off, I can pull the entire web series on my shoulder. And that had happened till now. And people now started believing in me, trusting me, and giving me much more challenging roles. And I think this is the time I think I am actually started enjoying everything I'm doing as an actor. So basically वो सारा preparation था अभी तक, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. और अब जो जिस तरीके के रोल मेरे पास आ रहे हैं, मैं this is my second inning, I guess, and it will actually very interesting होगी. I'm very, very hopeful right now.
there's a web series you've done for Amazon called
Yeah.
Government, which will come. It's a satire on the odd country that we live in, if you like.
Yeah, it's a political satire, and it is one of the best thing I did. I'm dying that people should see it because it is one of the fantastic thing I've done. I'm very, very happy with that.
But you're also, I guess the thing we'll see you in next could be on the big screen. Perhaps will be the Saina Nehwal biopic. You play Saina's coach, don't you?
I played Saina's coach, and that's a wonderful script written and of course directed by Amol. बहुत 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 ही मजेदार हुआ, and with working with Pariniti is pleasure because she is very hardworking. तो मुझे बड़ा मजा आया साइन करने. Also because I play badminton.
I was going to ask you, did you already play?
Yes. So I jumped on it. I said please, and also I get to play it like because of the practice. You know, I have to play with some very amazing, India के top badminton players, and as a sports person, it's my dream to play with those guys, man.
Correct.
So बहुत मजा आया.
How often does that happen, right? When with something that is a passion, you get to do it for a job as well.
मेरे को लगता है एक्टिंग का यही सबसे बड़ा प्लस पॉइंट है कि you get to do so many things. Oh my God, that is so good. And also I did another film with Subhash Kapoor. वो मुझे लगता है it's one of the very interesting film Kapoor साहब has done. तो वो भी एक बहुत interesting film है which I did. Yeah, before lockdown actually happened.
So finally, have you been missing being on the sets these last few months?
Absolutely. मतलब मैं after this, whenever we start working and something normal हो जाएगी, I will sign everything that will come my way. I will sign everything. I said, okay, मैंने writing कर लिया, मैंने सब कुछ कर लिया. I want to act, and everyone is very desperate right now. Everyone wants to go out and work and perform and do everything. So people are writing, people are doing a lot of things, preparation.
But is there another book that you completed in this time as well?
Can I say yes?
Please, yes. Did you manage to?
Yes, I did. I finished my first novel.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, that's called Antima. And it's about lockdown. It's about around lockdown, around what we are going through in our head. At the same time, how our imagination itself saves us. So it's about that. So I just actually 2 days back I finished it, and now I'm editing it. Okay. So I finished that, and I finished my second film, which is Tathagat as a writer director. So I just finished that film also. So I'm waiting for that film to send it to festivals and send it to people. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'm happy.
Many congratulations. Yeah, many congratulations.
Thank you
You're a man who wears many hats. I also want to say to anyone who's watching this, his new book Chalta-Phirta Pret is now available to buy online. You can buy it as a Kindle edition or as a physical copy. You write with so much feeling. I can't wait to read the novel when that comes out. But all the best, Manav. Thank you for the wonderful performances, and looking forward to seeing more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajeev. Always lovely to talk to you.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. Thank you, Manav.